Good morning, children. Today we will discuss about the final phase of national movement. Gandhiji arrived India in 1915 from South Africa, having led Indians in that country in non-violent marches against racist restrictions. He was already a respected leader known internationally. Mahatma Gandhi spent his first year in India traveling throughout the country, understanding the people, their needs, and overall situation. His earliest inventions were in local movements in Champaran and Kheda, where he led peasants in their struggles against unfair terms and excessive taxes. Gandhiji did not associate with any Congress faction. He built his own political program and space in nationalist politics. He launched Champaran campaign in 1917, Kaira protest movement in 1918. He became the most popular leader and center of political activity. In 1919, Gandhiji gave a call for satyagraha against the Rowlatt Act that the British had just passed. The act curbed fundamental rights such as the freedom of expression and strengthened police powers. Any person who was suspected by the police of being a terrorist could be arrested and kept in prison without trial. Gandhiji asked the Indian people to observe 6th April 1919 as a day of non-violent opposition to this act, as a day of humiliation and prayer. Satyagraha Sabhas were set up to launch the movement. In April 1919, there were a number of demonstrations and hartals in the country, and the government used brutal measures to suppress them. The worst example was the firing on a meeting of unarmed people at Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar in Punjab by General Dyer on 13th April, in which about 400 people were killed and thousands injured. On learning about the massacre, Rabindranath Tagore expressed the pain and anger of the country by renouncing his knighthood. The Khilafat issue on such case in 1920. The British imposed a harsh treaty on the Turkish Sultan. People were furious about this as they had been about the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Indian Muslims were keen that the Khalifa be allowed to retain control over Muslim sacred places in the erstwhile Ottoman Empire. The leaders of Khilafat agitation, Muhammad Ali, Shaukat Ali, now wished to initiate a full-fledged non-cooperation movement. At the Nagpur session of Congress in 1920, non-cooperation was accepted as the means to get Swarajya. The non-cooperation movement gained momentum through 1921 to 1922. Thousands of students left government-controlled schools and colleges. Many lawyers such as Motilal Nehru, Desabandhu Chittaranjan Das, Rajagopalachari and Asaf Ali gave up their practices. British titles were surrendered and legislatures were boycotted. People lit public bonfires of foreign cloth. Mahatma Gandhi abruptly called off the non-cooperation movement when in February 1922 a crowd of peasants, means a group of peasants, set fire to a police station in Chauri Chaura. 22 policemen were killed on that day. The peasants were very angered because the police had fired on their peaceful demonstration. Chittaranjan Das and Motilal Nehru argued that the party should fight elections to the councils and enter them in order to influence government policies. The Indian National Congress met at Lahore in 1929 under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru. Congress declared that the attainment of Purna Swaraj was its goal and resolved to launch civil disobedience movement. On March 12, 1930, at Sabarmati Ashram, Gandhi decided to break the government salt laws by manufacturing salt at Dandi, a small village on the Gujarat sea coast. Gandhi and his 78 companions began the 375 kilometers trek from Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi. It was covered in 24 days. Hundreds of village officials on his route resigned their jobs. On 6th April 1930, Gandhi reached Dandi, picked up a handful of salt and broke the salt laws, a symbol of the Indian people's refusal to live under the British made laws. A wave of enthusiasm swept the country. Salt laws were broken at many places. Even women took part in the civil disobedience movement. The Government of India Act of 1935 prescribed provincial autonomy, and the government announced elections to the provincial legislatures. Provincial means provinces are called states in British India. The Indian National Congress formed governments in 7 out of 11 provinces. In 1939, the Second World War broke out. The leaders wanted that India be granted independence after the war. The British refused the demand. The Congress ministries resigned in protest. Quit India movement started on 8th August 1942 at Bombay. Indian National Congress passed a resolution stating clearly that British rule in India must end immediately. Do or die is the slogan given by Gandhiji. The government arrested most of the Congress leaders: Gandhi, Patel, Nehru, Maulana Azad, Acharya Kripalani, Rajendra Prasad, and so many others. The people protest with hartals, strikes, processions all over the country. Unfortunately, the movement turned violent. Meanwhile, in 1940, the Muslim League had moved a resolution demanding independent states for Muslims in the northwestern and eastern areas of the country. Muslim League decided on mass agitation in support of its demand for Pakistan. It announced 16th August 1946 as Direct Action Day. By March 1947, violence spread to different parts of northern India. Louis Mountbatten, who was appointed viceroy in early 1947, was not able to resolve the differences between the Muslim League and Indian National Congress. India became independent on 15th August 1947, partitioned as India and Pakistan.